Oh, Lord. Okay, apparently my touch screen is oversensitive because I just hit it once and it went to go shoot a video and then it went back off. It was like too short. Shoot again. So that might have been what happened earlier. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just shooting another video right now because, like, I guess the best way to word it is I'm disappointed with my Facebook. And it's not really disappointed with Facebook as much as it is, like, people and what they, what is inside jokes, if you will. And then it's like, my mentality, and it's like, okay, let me try to step out of my mentality. And that's like, I was talking in my last video or whatever, is it's like, you can sit here and you can be alone and you can take care of yourself and you can not socialize, and you're not going to have as many judgments placed upon you or opinions shoved down your throat, and you're going to be better off to a degree. The only thing that you're not going to be better off of is all the knowledge and experiences that you're missing out on, where you got to take the good with the bad. And you would practically be living a very mediocre life and stuff like that. And it's like nobody really wants that. People thrive and do well socializing supposedly and stuff, but in today's society it really makes you wonder. And it's like, I've been putting up YouTube videos, and by the way, if this is the first video you've ever seen of mine, my name's Heather. Comment, share, like, subscribe, if you want to. If you like my video, you can leave a comment, drop a comment, let me know how you feel about what I talk about or anything. But yeah, like, I've been shooting YouTube videos for like a month and a half now. And I even had a girl that shared this thing. She shared two things. One of them was talking about people that are not afraid to put themselves out there and for people to not be picking and making fun of. And it was just something that, has been shared throughout the internet. It was not her own creation. And so she shared it. But the thing is I was like, why did she look that up? Or why is she sharing that? In my mind, once again, because scapegoated child and just all kinds of shit and everything. And so it's really hard for me not to relate stuff back to me. And then when I feel so left out and I feel like I am so made fun of and I feel like I am so picked on by people, and I try to convince myself that maybe I'm not and maybe people aren't that cruel, but in all actuality, I really don't know. And in all honesty, if I did know that they were that cruel, I would hang myself this instant and shoot a fucking video in the process of doing it. That way they would get to watch it and get to see me die, because that's what they're saying to me when they're being hateful and cruel. Is they're saying that they would rather see me dead than alive. And so it's just a lot to have to try to deal with. And then in today's society and everything, you're expected to have a Facebook. Even jobs expect for you to have a Facebook or some type of social track, or whatever. Like, social media has just blown up over the past 20 years, or 10 years or whatever. It's just went crazy. And it's insane. And I really, like, me and my daughter were doing so much better, in all honesty, before we had these phones. We got these phones. My dad insisted that we have these phones. My daughter, it was hers originally, that she got her first phone or whatever. And my dad's like, you can use it, talking to me, if I needed to make phone calls. I could use my daughter's phone if I needed to make phone calls or stuff like that. But other than that, it was just supposed to be her phone. She got mad because I would stay on it, because I was constantly just looking at stuff and trying to educate myself and trying to better my life, because it was the only way we had access to the internet. And so I'm sitting there and I'm trying to study, up on how to find a decent vehicle and trying to figure out what type of vehicle would be best and what type of everything would be best for my life and my circumstances and stuff like that. And then I'm trying to socialize with people too. That way my kid can have play dates with friends and this and that and everything. And so my kid's getting mad that I'm using her phone all the time. And so my dad ended up getting me a phone. And then a bunch of shit happened. And my parents have had custody of my daughter for almost a year. And so anyways, back to the whole Facebook thing, and I guess, I'm just saying, like, I'm disappointed in Facebook. And I'm disappointed in YouTube. I'm disappointed in everything. Shit, I am disappointed because YouTube even does it. YouTube will sit there and you can say something and they will spin it and it's trying to manipulate your mind. It's constantly trying to make you feel bad or make you feel good, and they're in control and they feel that control and they like that control and they like pushing your buttons, and you're just a science experiment, and it's just something to study. And this actually happened like in real life before internet even blew up the way that it has, to one of my family members. He actually had a girl in college when he was younger, and he's passed away now. And they say the good die young, and yeah, he was young. He was only in his 50s, and he passed away. And probably because God seen that he had dealt with enough cruelties of this life. And sorry, it's just still, it hadn't been too many years ago. But anyways, he dated this girl when he was in college. And or maybe he wasn't even in college, but I think he was, if I recall correctly from what my mother and my aunt told me. And he dated this girl, and she dated him or whatever, and she was in college. Now, see, that's where I'm not sure if he was too. I think he was, and that's how they met. But I know she was in college. She dated him for at least 6 months, if not a year, just so she could study him and write a paper on him. That was it. She didn't love him. She didn't care about him. She didn't care that she broke him. She didn't care that she broke his heart. She didn't care that she embarrassed him. And there's a lot of people that still do that shit to this day to others. And it's sickening. It's okay, Clarabelle. It's okay. You don't gotta take care of me. Get down, baby. Get down. It's okay. I'll be okay. Una. Now you go lay down too. Sorry, my dogs don't like me being upset. It's okay. Una. She's smiling for. Get down. Get down. Get down. I can't even hold my phone proper. Clarabelle, baby. Get down. Get down. Thank you. But, sorry. It's just he didn't have a very happy life, I guess, is the best way to word it. And I don't really know anybody that has. everybody that has died in my family, and I told my friend the other day, and it literally is practically true. I'm 30 years old, and I've had like 30 family members die. Like, I've almost, if it's not 30, then it's like 27 or somewhere up in there. Like, I tried to count it once before, and I lost count because I started crying thinking about everybody. And I just don't know anybody that's really had, like, you can look back on their life and be like, they were happy. I don't want to cry. But, so anyways, just being disappointed in humanity, I guess, is the best way to word it. That's probably what I'll label this, I guess. But, it's like I woke up in a fairly decent mood today. And I'm still in a fairly decent mood, or I feel stable, I don't know, and everything. But I've just been through a lot of hell. And I don't know anybody who hasn't. And but back to me being on Facebook. I got on my Facebook and I'm sitting there, and like I said a few months ago, or not a few months ago, but a month and a half ago, when I started doing my YouTube vlogging or whatever videos, this girl shared this thing where it was like, don't be making fun of people, when they're willing to put themselves out there and express themselves. Don't be jealous, don't be mad, don't be hateful, don't be cruel. And then she shared another thing that, hell, I forgot his last name. It starts with a S, but it's J, something. Oh, hell. I want to say Shetty, but I don't know what it is. But he's like, just, I mean, I don't even know what he is. He's like, damn, a guru. He's like, I don't know. He's like a friggin', like, just, I don't even know. Like, I can't even think of the word that I'm trying to even think of, because I'm trying to think of so many other ways to describe him. But he's like really well known, and he's really popular, and he is known for his life advice, I guess you'd say, and everything. And he's just very encouraging and very intelligent. And what am I trying to think of? Oh my God, my mind is drawing a blank right now. Well, anyways, I'm sure, like, people, if anybody watches this, they'll probably know exactly who the hell I'm talking about, in all honesty, because everybody's more knowledgeable when it comes to internet stuff and everything, and just more knowledgeable, period, whenever it comes to knowing people, I guess you'd say, and everything. Where me, I'm just so lost in my own shit, trying to figure my own life out, that I don't remember other things that well and stuff. But he's a monk, I think. But anyways, I think that was what I was looking for to describe him. But anyways, so later on, she shared a video put out by him where he's talking about not making fun of people, because it shows, like, in the video, these two guys, like, looking at somebody's pictures or videos or whatever, and they're like, oh my God, look at them. They think they're going to get popular or famous or make money. And they're laughing, and he's like, oh, let me see, and he looks, and then he's like, well, why are you making fun of them? Why are you not being supportive? Why are you not being encouraging? And stuff like that. And so the fact that she shared both of those within the month and a half that I've been doing this makes me feel like it is somebody targeting me. It is somebody making fun of me. And then the fact that the girl that I fell in love with put up as her Facebook profile picture a character laughing, like mockingly, or whatever, like just making fun of somebody. And since me and her have argued over I don't even know, over the past year, I guess is the best way to put it, because damn, it's been a long ass time. And so I'm just like, holy shit, is this directed towards me? So I get on Facebook just today. And just today, there are 3 things that I seen that could, in my mind's eyes, relate back to me. And I feel like a lot of people think that I'm ignorant if they are doing these things to hurt me and be mean, and they think that I don't realize that they are doing them, maybe, to actually cause me harm. And if they are, and see, that's the thing, is like, I'm not even going to ask them, because I've met so many people that can never admit to when they've done something mean or cruel or malicious or hateful or negative towards another. So, anyways, there's these 3 things that could relate back to me, but they could not. They could be just random other things in the world. And then I've talked about that in previous videos of mine, of coincidences and everything. And that's just like hell. I noticed the number for the confirmation number for when I scheduled my driving test. The first 4 digits were the days of mine and my husband's birthday, the 2-digit days of our birthdays. And I was just like, that's so weird, and stuff like that and everything. And just shit like that. And even my kid's dad, and like numerical stuff especially, but even other things, And it's like, so here I am. I'm scrolling through Facebook. I don't have that many friends on my Facebook, because I have one Facebook that's my old Facebook that I've had for a long time. And I got rid of everybody off of it because I felt so attacked. And I literally did get attacked for photos that I put up of my daughter, where people were like, oh, you don't know what blessings are, because I listed her with her Christmas presents, took a picture and was like, look at my child with all her blessings. And whenever somebody went off on me about that, that was kind of like, it wasn't the final straw. I still held on to having people on there for a while after that incident happened. But that was like the big incident that happened, that I was just like, people don't get on here because they care about me and my daughter. They don't get on here to look at pictures of me and my kid and wonder how we're doing and applaud us and tell us when we're doing good, or that they're proud of us, or that they're happy we're happy. No, they get on here and look at my photos and go through even the photos of my baby girl, just so they can sit there and talk about how spoiled they think she is because the amounts of gifts that she has, or how ugly they may think she is, or how beautiful they think she is, and how unfair it is that she's so beautiful. But people are so like innately like negative in the way that they do others, and it is honestly sickening. And I'm like, I know I have these tendencies to be this way if I choose to be this way. I know I'm human, but I'm generally not that way. And everybody else generally is. And it's sickening. And so I got rid of everybody on that Facebook, and I created a new Facebook and friended some people that I've worked with over the past 3-4 years. But not all of them, because hell, I ain't sitting there all night searching, looking for people. And maybe a few people that I just went to school with, like maybe 3. But everybody else is somebody I've probably worked with, in all honesty. But, so anyways, I'm on Facebook, I'm scrolling through, minding my own, I'm laughing, I'm giggling, that's cute, that's funny, look at what they shared, this and that, And the first thing that I pulled up on that I was like, okay, that could be related to me was, let's see, my mind. Shit. God, why do you do this to me? I swear. I don't know why my mind has to be in such a fog sometimes. Because I thought of them, like, before I started shooting the video, so 20 minutes ago, and now I can't even remember the first one. Because they came in an order, and I remember the second and the third one. But I don't want to say the second and third one. I want to say the first one. But apparently it's not going to come to my mind right now. Let's see. Let me think for a second. Shit. How far? I can't remember. Fucking hell. And now I'm getting mad at myself. I'm getting mad at myself because my dog's walking around making noise. I get distracted easily because I got sidetracked thinking about my uncle and thinking about the way that he died. And sometimes I really think that that is what has damaged my short-term memory, is how sidetracked I get, and the fact that I'm thinking of other things from the past, like for instance my uncle. He's been dead for a few years, and to a degree I should have done cried as much as I need to, but I haven't. Because I haven't allowed myself to. Because who wants to cry alone and comfort themselves alone? Fuck. Anyways. I can't remember what the first one was now for some reason. Like, God just don't want me to remember it or whatever. And I'm trying to rush myself, and I shouldn't. But I don't know. That's who I've always been. And so one of the things that got shared, and one of the things that has been being shared a lot, is the memes of Dexter off of Dexter's Lab, the cartoon that used to come on. And it's like, oh, what's your accent? Where are you from? And where's your accent from? And I love your accent. It's all these things. And the most recent one that I seen today that somebody shared was, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? And it said, I love them deviled eggs instead of deviled. And I've been noticing that's just been going on since November, I reckon. And it's like, okay, are you making fun of me? Because I literally just said deviled eggs in like my video like just a few days ago. And so I'm just like, is somebody making fun of me and they have nothing better to do? And then another thing that somebody else shared was, I don't know if most of some of y'all might be too young or whatever, or might not remember. But there was a Disney TV show that used to come on when I was a kid called Dinosaurs, and it had this little baby dinosaur that used to hit its dad over the head with a frying pan and say, "Not the mama," all the time. And hell, even that could be because my dad, he had a frying pan, and I mentioned that in a video the other day. But that's going even deeper into relation, like not connection, but coincidences. There we go. Because I was talking about my dad and how he threatened to like throw a damn frying pan at me when I was pregnant with my daughter because of shit going on. Because I went in there and asked him to be quiet, and he got mad. He's like, "This is my house." But the baby in this little video like thing or whatever, It's like, oh, whenever you get your license, whenever you pass your driving test, and it shows the baby just like riding around, you know, and it's playing a song. Baby, get down. For the love of God, I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying to hurry because I want to hurry, okay? And I know that sounds really selfish, and maybe it is, but I really don't give a shit. And yes, I'm getting sidetracked, but this is my mentality. This is a mentality that I live in. When I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to get the shit done, and I'm trying to get it done right then and there and get the fuck out of the way. And the dog, I know she's just trying to be loving and kind and comforting and all that and everything, and she's wanting my attention too and stuff, but holy fucking shit. I'm just trying to fucking think and talk about things that I want to talk about. Maybe I should just fucking kill myself. I swear to God. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things, too, about depression is it's actually a lot of anger. It's a lot of anger and a lot of irritation because you've tried to do your best and you never get ahead and you never get anywhere. And you're just constantly spinning your wheels because you always got people that are being little shitheads that might be making fun of you and they can't fucking admit to it. And yes, that's me throwing off on the Facebook things. They can't fucking admit that they're making fun of you. They can't call you out and put your name up under it, tag you up under it, or what the fuck ever, and be like, yeah, this is directed towards you. No, I do not like you. Yeah, I am laughing at you behind your back. No, I never liked you, but I'm still going to accept your Facebook friend request because I think it's funny that you sent me one type shit. And it's just a bunch of fucking anger. And so that's depression too. Like, depression kind of stems from being very angry. Very sad and very angry. But anyways, back to what I was trying to originally say. The baby dinosaur is in the car. It just passed its driving test and it's driving around like crazy or whatever. And it's just this little video, you know. And the thing is I just passed my driving test at the beginning of this month. Oh, that's the other thing. And that's the reason why. Okay, it was actually the last thing. I don't know why my brain just picked up on that. So I did give them an order. So the first thing I seen, like I said, was the Dexter's Lab meme. Or Mimi is what I like to call them. Because I think it sounds cuter. I think it's funnier. And everything. But I've gotten turned off of doing that. Because I got laughed at for calling it that one day by this child is the best way to word it because they are younger than me and they are still a child. But anyways, fuck, my neck has been hurting all day. But my neck's hurting and my whole fucking left arm is bothering me. My shoulder and everything. But I'm so stressed out. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so the first thing was the Dexter's Lab thing where it was like, you know, what's that accent, you know, and speak with your accent and tell us what you like for Thanksgiving. And it was like, oh, I like the deviled eggs instead of deviled. And then it was the car thing with the baby in the car, and it just got its license, passed its driving test. Well, I'm 30 and I just got my license. And also the girl that I've been riding around with, she still works at my last job, and so she still works with some of these people, and I wonder if they're talking bad about me behind my back. And as a matter of fact, the day that she took me to get my driver's test, we had just got on the bypass, and the bypass is a very frequented road around here, obviously, and I've drove it plenty of damn times, and I was like, oh, I ain't even up to 60. because I thought I was like speeding, and I looked down and I was only at like 45, and I was like, oh, I ain't even at 60, and it was raining, but there was nobody around me, and 60 is the average of what people do on the bypass here. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't get it past 40 since, you're not, that experienced with my car, and it's raining and this and that. So I dropped it back down to 40 and stayed 40 until we got there, because I'm the one that drove up to the DMV. But as a matter of fact, she's let me drive her car the past 2 nights to go get her a drink. And since I got my license, I've been driving by myself. So, woo woo. But, and I'm looking into getting my own vehicle. But anyway, so a person shared that, and the baby's like speeding or whatever. And the thing is like the way that she looked at me, the girl that I've been driving her car, and I took her car at the beginning of the month to get my license and everything. Whenever I said that to her, like, I literally had just pulled on the bypass, and I was doing like 20, like, because we stopped, so I was like 20 and then stop at the red light and then turn and then slowly get it back, but within a few seconds, I guess you'd say, get it back up to 20, got it back up to 40, and I'm like, and I look down and it's like 45, and I was like, oh, just talking out loud to myself, I was like, oh, okay, I ain't even up to 60 yet. And she's like, I wouldn't get, like, her eyes got real big, and she's like, I wouldn't get it up to 60, and I just thought to myself, okay, whatever, your car, and I thought, I've lived here my whole life. Everybody does anywhere from 60 to 65 on the bypass that I know. My parents used to get mad at me when I wouldn't go, at least 55 on the bypass. But okay, fine, I'll do 40. So, but anyways, so I wonder if there's been an inside joke dealing with that, and that's the reason that girl may have shared that. And then the other thing, too, that got shared is it said something, it shows a picture, and it's somebody sitting in the back, like it's from the viewpoint of somebody in the back of a police car. So all you see is like the cage and like the police officer sitting in the driver's seat. And up on the thing it says, my Uber driver's not real nice, or something like that. And somebody shared that. And whenever I seen that, that was the last straw. Because I walked to this girl's house that I fell in love with because she told me she was mad at me. And she told me she had cried the day before because she was mad at me. And then her friend told me to leave her alone, and I was like, shut up, to her friend, and her friend's like, she's sitting here crying right now. And I was like, shit. And so I didn't want her crying. And so I walked to her house because I didn't have a license, I didn't have a car, and I didn't want nobody else involved in our situation. Boy, did that go well, because she ended up calling the fucking cops on me. And so the cops drove me back home. And so whenever I seen that on Facebook just a little while ago, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I gotta log out of Facebook at least for a little while because I'm getting mad. I'm getting irritated, and I'm getting sad because all this shit could relate back to me. All this shit could be these people making fun of me. All this shit could be these people that are so fucking two-faced that if they are making fun of me, they can't fucking admit to me that they don't like me. It's not gonna kill me to hear that you don't like me. I'm pretty sure if my own family has stood there and told me horrible things my whole life, that somebody that I barely know telling me that they don't like me, it's not gonna kill me. And I'm sorry that if I were to look at you and be like, I don't like you to people, that might kill them or make them feel like shit or whatever. And granted, if you say you don't like me to me, it's gonna make me feel a certain way to a degree, but I'll get the hell over it. But it's like, I'm so tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of Facebook doing things like that or sharing things like that or having access to things like that, and just mean things and negative. And I wish there was a way to just, but there isn't, and I know that there isn't. That's like any success that you have to go through the mucky water or whatever to get through the other side to, the dry land, or what the hell. I mean, but Jesus Christ, like, when did it get to where we have to do that to people? When did people become so alienated, or shit, alienated? I said inalien. Jesus Christ. And see, even this, like, that's another thing too that somebody shared yesterday that I even mentioned in my video earlier today. Was they was like, oh, bitch, you don't want to talk to me? That's fine. You ain't got to talk to me. That's perfectly fine. I'll talk to my damn self because I'm retarded like that, is what it said. And that's the thing too. Like, if somebody wants to call me retarded or stupid or whatever, fine. That's your opinion. But I don't need you flashing it like a goddamn police light pulling up behind me, letting me know what you think, and putting it on fucking public display in my news feed when you have chosen to accept my friend request if I'm the one that sent it, or I've accepted yours when you sent it. Like, you don't have to do that to people, and I don't know what the hell has happened to society as a whole and people as human beings for them to be like, I have to let you know. That's even like my neighbor over here. I let her know flat out. Like, I went over, I returned, what was it? It was like I don't know what the right terminology or word for it or whatever it is, but it's just it's like a extra arm or whatever. It's like, it's got the, and it's got like the magnetized in, that way if it's something metal you drop or whatever, but it's a grabber or whatever, and it's got the handle, and it's really long, and it extends and it bends and stuff. And I borrowed it from her because my bed, where my bed's at, it's really hard to reach up under it all the way because of the way the room is, because it's literally wall to wall, my bed is, and it touches 3 of the walls of my fucking room. So yeah. And so I was like, my cat knocked my sock up under there and I can't get to it, and she's like, oh, here, you can borrow this, or you can have it. She's like, because I got 3 more. And so whenever I realized, like, I was just done with anything negative, and I was feeling negativity coming from her, because she used to, when I'd go over and sit to talk to her later on, I noticed that she started being like, cut on the light. And I'd be like, why? Like, why? We're just sitting here chilling, talking. And she's like, I want to see your face. And I thought, why? So you can read my facial cues to see if it says that I disagree with you or whatever? Like, you want to be judgmental of my facial cues, or whatever? Like, that's what went through my head. And then there was a few other things that she'd said to me that just kind of, was like, I don't know, if this is like a friend or foe situation, And I just kept trying to be friendly with her. That's what you do when you're trying to be friends with somebody. So I kept trying to be friendly with her, or to her or whatever, talk to her, hang out with her. And she was like, oh, if you get your license, you can ride me around here. I'll help you get a car. You can do this. You can do that. One of those situations. And I was like, okay. And then she tried to get me to quit my job and come and take care of her. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't see myself doing that. Because she's an older woman. And I was like, I don't see myself doing that. And she's like, oh, yeah, you can. And I was like, no, I can't. And I hate people that do that to other people when they're like, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. And it's not in a encouraging way. It's in a condescending, controlling way. Like, yeah, you can do it because I want you to be able to do this, And it's like, I can't stand that. And so, I went over and I took that back to her, and I was like, here, you can have this back. And I was like, I'm just done. I was like, I'm just going to kind of be like a recluse. I'm going to shut people out because I'm just basically done with everybody. And then even when I said that to her, I noticed, because I feel like people do nothing but gossip around here. I noticed that my friend, the one person that I do hang out with right now and everything, the one that did help me get my license and everything, she even said to me around that time, she said, oh, you need to find people to hang out with. Everybody needs somebody to hang out with, because she's all on this knowledgeable kick of, she's just in who she is, like she knows where she stands on things, and she thinks you're supposed to agree with her, I guess is the best way to word it. And so she says to me, she says, oh, you need people around you, because if not, it's very unhealthy for you. Right about now, with the way society is, it's a toss-up in all goddamn honesty. And if you don't know that, then everybody that don't know that is a hell of a lot more stupid or ignorant than what the hell I am. Because this life has just gotten so chaotic with people's opinions and ideas and beliefs and views and just everything. It's honestly pretty fucking absurd and stuff. And so that's just like where I'm at with things and everything. So I logged out of Facebook because that shit had happened, or I'd seen those posts. It pissed me off. It upset me. And that's just like I've said, YouTube does it too. YouTube will sit there and I can type in something really depressing, or I can even shoot a video of me talking about something really depressing, and then I'll be damned, I'll go to, my little thing, and it'll pull up all these videos about this shit, and I'm just like, why are you trying to trigger me, YouTube? Why are you trying to trigger me, Facebook? Why are you trying to trigger me? Who the hell ever else, if you're trying to trigger me? Okay, YouTube, you're trying to trigger me because I'm nothing but a science experiment to you. I'm just one of the menial little piss ants that you're just like, yeah, let's see what we can do. And the same for Facebook. And the same for people in society and groups. And it's sickening, and it's disgusting, and it's immoral, and it's wrong. And you know it, and yet you still do it. Is it that hard to actually, share videos that are going to make people feel better about themselves instead of feel worse? Is it that hard for these computer geniuses to block out the negativity? Like, I just don't understand why you would want to do that. And that's just like some video that I watched a few days ago or whatever. They was talking about how rich people honestly want anybody that's, not within the same status of them to be miserable. And they hate for you to be happy. And so they're going to try to find ways to make you miserable. That way you're not a piece of you're not a piece of the pie. You're not competition. You're not something that they have to go against or whatever. And that's another thing too. There's this other girl that I worked with, and that's another thing too. Okay, there's these two girls that came to work around the same damn time, and one of them got nicknamed by the manager that I worked with, the night manager. They got nicknames from the manager as the crackhead and Houdini. So take what you want of that, but that's what she called them. And I was just like, yeah, and everything. And so she nicknamed them that. And then this other girl just came to work right before I left. And come to find out, she is my ex's, which is not my husband ex, but my kid's dad. It is his most recent baby mama's cousin or sister or some shit. And I'm just like, here we go with the gossip with him again. Here we go with the bullshit stirring with him again. Can he not leave me alone? Can he not get his, his most recent baby mama to back the fuck off and leave me alone. I want nothing to do with her. She didn't want nothing to do with me. And I don't mean in a romantic sense, believe me. None at all. But I tried to get our kids, because they're siblings, to be able to see each other. And she was driving and working, and she didn't care to bring her kid to see mine. And I wasn't driving and I wasn't working at the time. And so she chose her priorities, I guess is the best way to put it. So, okay, fine, you know. And so I don't care. But I found out that, you know, she's related to him. This girl that had just came like the last month I was over at my job working. Well, these other two had been there for a few months. And these other two, when they'd been there for a few months, I was like, I've seen them somewhere before. Where have I seen them before? Holy shit, I have seen them on my kid's dad's Facebook. He has been friends with these people. Oh, wait, as a matter of fact, I think I got in an argument on Facebook with one of these people. Oh, shit, yeah, I think I did. And it wasn't even an argument, but it was just like, she said something to me, you know, telling me off or whatever, and I was like, whatever, you ain't nothing but and I don't even know what I said, you know. And so I blocked her. And so I'm like, and now if this is her, now I've got her on my Facebook because she worked with me. We got along at work, or so I thought, you know. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So anyways, this one girl that's on my Facebook still, that might be friends with my kid's dad, that might have been friends with him a long ass time ago. And it wouldn't surprise me with the circles that she said that she hangs out with, and the circles that I know that he's hung out with. And so anyways, she come into work one night, probably one of the last weeks I was working there, and she's like, oh, you know, this and that, and something another. And, you know, she's telling the manager what she's doing, like, kindness-wise for these other people. And this guy is just standing there waiting on his food, and he's like, you know what? He just looks over at her, he's like, you know what? He's like, I think I like you. And she's like, oh, well, thank you. And she's like, well, here's my Facebook, here's my YouTube, or here's my, I don't know if she's got a YouTube, but she's like, here's my Facebook, and here you can follow me on this, and you can follow me on that, and you know, and all this other kinds of things. And she just, to me, she seems like she's somebody that has ADHD. Like, that's the least, like, thing that, you know, I could think of that I honestly do kind of wonder, because she's like, oh, you know, you can follow me on this and do that and you know, or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, you know. And she's like, yeah, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a this, I'm a that, you know, I'm a artist, I'm a this, I'm a that, you know. And I was just standing there and I was thinking, this is why the people here have made fun of you. You know, and I have no room to talk to a degree, because people make fun of me just because I'm making a YouTube video. But I thought to myself, this is why they do it. And I wish you were like me. That's what went through my head. I wish you were like me, because if I were to tell you, if you were like me, if I was to tell you, hey, so-and-so made fun of you, and you're like me, then you would say, okay, and you would approach so-and-so and say, why did you make fun of me? Because that's the way I do things. I'll say, why did you make fun of me? I want the answer, you know, even if the answer is something as simplistic and that's all that you can give me, because that's all you're willing to give me is, well, I just hate you. Well, I just don't like you. But that would not have been her reaction if I would have went and told her that people was making fun of her. Instead, she would have been like, so, I don't care, you know. And when people say that to me, the biggest thing that goes through my head is, yes, you do care, because you're a human being and you care. Everybody cares. And where we've got to living in a fucking world where it's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But deep down, then everybody's like, yes, I do care. You know? And then that's the reason a bunch of people do a bunch of damn drugs, is because they're like, I care and I don't know what to do about it, so I'm just going to get high and fucking forget it. You know? And it's like, can you not just admit that, yeah, you do care? And so that's even like the girl that I did fall in love with, that I used to work with, that I walked to her house. She called the fucking cops on me. But anyways, people were making fun of her. And her own damn sister made fun of her. And so I pulled her aside because I'm like, she seems a hell of a lot more like me in this situation than what the hell I do. And so I tell her, and I'm like, hey, they were making fun of you and they said this. And from there on out, she literally fucking hated these people. I'm talking hated these people. Oh, God, did she hate them. And I was right there kind of with her, like, like, well, I get that you feel that you hate them. She's like, no, I don't feel like it. She's like, I do. And I adored her for that, because that's the opposite of me to a degree. Like, if somebody tells me, yeah, so-and-so's picking on you, making fun of you, like I said, I'll approach the person, did you say this, did you do this, did you, and I'll go around. I'm not afraid. That's just like I got in some shit, supposedly at work or whatever, where they was like, oh, you're fixing to get fired. My GM pulled me aside and told me I was fixing to get fired because they was having to shut down drive-thru because I wasn't showing up for work. I worked there a year at that point in time and had only missed 5 days. So I'm like, okay, here's the 3 managers that I've worked with. Who the hell is the liar? So I went around and let all the managers know that I knew somebody was lying on me. And right about now, I kind of think that I know who the hell it was. And if it is who I think it is, then why are you still on my Facebook? Because that to me means that you hate me. To throw me up under the bus, to treat me like shit, to step on me for your own benefit. I don't like people that do that. I don't like it one damn bit. But anyways, I'm just, I don't even know. I'm just going through a lot, I guess, which I know everybody is to a degree. But I feel like I'm going through more because I stand up for who the hell I am at the end of the day. And that's just like my friend that has been helping me out, and the one friend that I do talk to, and the one friend that I do hang out with. She said some things last night that could have came across as little jabs towards me. And I'm just like, kind of like, if that's what they are, then that's on you. But then it did kind of, I guess kind of stick a little bit in my subconscious mind, because here I am like a day later, and I'm like, But I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I think that's what I'm in the middle of doing and figuring out, is even though, yes, we are human beings and change is inevitable, you have to know with each waking day what it is that you stand for and what it is that you're changing and where you stand and where you're grounded. And that's just like even this friend, one thing that she said is, she said that it don't matter how long you've had a dog. It don't matter, what the dog's deal is or how kind it's been or whatever. Dogs have, and she knows that I have dogs. And she's like, dogs will bite you if they want to. Well, I don't agree with the way that she was wording it. Yes, dogs will bite you if they want to, but it's because you've done something to upset them. It's because you've done something to, irritate them. You've done something wrong as the human being for a dog to bite you. Like, whoever the owner is, or the owners have been, if there's been more than one or whatever, if a dog bites you, it's because of the owner. It's because of the way the dog has been handled. And that's my belief, and that is not her belief. Her belief is, no, any dog will bite you. It don't matter if they've been handled amazingly or not. If they feel just a twinge of overexcitement because they're super happy or they get super startled or whatever, then they're going to bite you. Yeah, if a dog gets super startled, it's going to bite you, if you got it in a corner or whatever and stuff like that. Like, I agree with stuff, but it's just two different stances. And I just thought to myself, and I seen this video on Facebook last night where this guy was like, no, I don't have to talk to you. Yes, we can be friends on Facebook, but no, I don't have to have your back. No, I don't have to this. No, I don't have to that. Or we can talk and be cordial to each other out in public, but no, we don't even have to be friends on Facebook because maybe you're not part of my plan. And he's like, God has plans for people, and maybe you're just not part of my plan. It's like he was trying to find a way to pussyfoot around the pussies, I guess you'd say, and just be like, no, stop getting your feelings hurt, stop being all butt hurt, and being like, why don't you talk to me? We must not be friends, and stuff like that, just because of this and just because of that. And I agreed with him so much, and I thought to myself, God, I've got so much shit to do. I've got to revamp everything, I feel like. And then in the process, I've got to try to get, I've got to figure out how to try to working at getting my kid back. I got to get my kid back. I just don't know how the hell I'm going to go about doing it right about now. It's like there's 50 million ways, It's like there's so many different outcomes and ways that things can go and complications that can get in the way if they do get in the way or if they don't get in the way. It's just a bunch of shit. But I'm going to end the video here because it's at 56 minutes. So if you're new, watching my video or whatever, comment, share, like, subscribe. Drop some stuff in the comments or whatever. I'll catch you later.